Alright, so we got the typical fan service beach episode, so we got all the fan service that the anime fans want to see. We got the return of the rape penguin, who is just trying to seduce Seiji's sister, and it's still just as disturbing as ever. But then you get to the second half, and you have references to things such as Ghostbusters, with Guri literally dressing up as a Ghostbusters, which is pretty awesome. We got Saw references on the TV screen. We got Chucky. Hell, we even got something that reminded me very much of Scooby-Doo with this chase scene going up the endless staircase, which is literally the stupid comedic gag that almost every episode of Scooby-Doo would have in some way or another, and I'm not even surprised. I honestly thought that this episode would be a solely beach episode based on the preview and based on how the episode starts out, and when I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, it's fine. Like, it's not as bad as a lot of the other beach episodes where it is just pure oblivious fan service and the main character doesn't know what's going on. So the fact that they did go the route of having characters like Akane say, I wanted Seiji to look at me, I wanted Seiji to look at my breasts almost popping out of my swimsuit, where you have characters like trying to attack the MC, saying like, oh, you're just a pervert. It's all typical, but they did retain some of the self-awareness of like, no, I wanted this to happen. And then when they implemented the whole penguin again, I was just like, okay, at least the beach episode is doing its own thing. Though it's not funny for myself, at least they're doing something different with it, and it would just be a fine episode overall. But then they implemented the second half of the episode with the whole ghost hunt thing, and that just sold the episode for me. Because if we focus on the beach stuff, we get the whole little bit, like, they're trying to develop more of the story aspect. We have the return of the psychotic bitch who is just trying to ruin Akane. She wants Akane to get stronger. She wants to show Seiji all this past, and Seiji being the good guy he is at the core, saying like, if they want to tell me this at some point in the future, absolutely I'll listen, but I don't want to hear information that they haven't willingly revealed just yet. And we get the kind of idea that the whole family life situation are probably going to destroy one another. Maybe Akane's going to be wrapped up into it. Who knows what they're going to do with it. I don't even really feel like speculating on what they're going to go with. At the core, I'm just sitting here to see what kind of crazy antics they're going to go. And whatever cool things happen with the story, they're going to happen. But the second half I really enjoyed. Literally, we got just like all the references. Like, I didn't even name all of them. There's so many just horror movie and just horror video game references. I love it. Just the whole concept is these two guys, or we have a girl and a guy who want to be a couple, and they already seem like they're a couple, so you're thinking like it's a little weird. But essentially it's a haunted school mission and they have to deal with all these ghosts, and by the time they get up there, you're thinking like they're gonna get shanked or something. But no, it's actually these two actually died and they need to rest in peace, but these ghosts were preventing them, so they had all these students pretty much take the blunt of the force of these ghosts so they could rest in peace while Guri makes them an eternal couple. So it's kind of sweet in its own way, but it's funny watching the progression up there, just having Guri be a Ghostbuster and all the other antics that are happening. And even like there was some pretty solid comedy, I will admit, though I didn't laugh in the first half, or even I didn't laugh like at all in this episode, but it's entertaining. But one thing that nearly made me laugh and I really appreciate is the fact that they have this reoccurring like yaoi joke of one of Guri's pairings, and you see like it's like set up in such a fan service way. They're like applying lotion to the leg and it pans away and it's these two dudes that Guri paired up, and then Guri makes a joke to like Yuri and stuff like that. Absolutely loved it. But the episode overall, like, it's fun. Like, I mean, I'm not surprised that they were able to do some sort of a beach episode that wasn't completely cliche. Like, it was cliche, don't get me wrong, but they still applied their own antic to it. I'm not surprised by it, but I'm really happy to see that they are still applying references. Like, they're not just sticking with anime, they're even going to like Western films and just films outside of Japan. Like, I really appreciate how many references they're doing and how they're implementing it to its story, to not just feel like, oh, we're doing a reference here. Like, they're very obvious, like, we're trying to reference this, but it feels like they're implementing it very well into their story. It doesn't feel like it's the Big Bang Theory just trying to throw a bunch of names and make that seem funny, because it's not. In doing so, they're actually implementing the horror element with horror references, and it actually works very well. And then, of course, they're going to get a little more serious by the end, asking Guru if she knows what love is, and Guru's kind of questioning what the hell she feels with Seiji. Of course, you know, he's gonna love Seiji the same as her sister loves Seiji, and she's just trying to hide her feelings. It's a whole thing. Like, it's very typical, it's very predictable, but it's very enjoyable nonetheless. I'm really interested to see what the remainder of this series is gonna do. We have another 6 episodes left, and I mean, overall, I've been impressed with it. Even, like, the weakest episodes of this series still have been enjoyable. Even if it doesn't make me laugh, I'm still entertained nonetheless. And that's all I want to be. Like, if the comedy isn't hitting home with me, if it's not making me laugh, as long as it entertains me, I'm overall happy. And the animation and art style is just perfect for a series like this. They really go over the top when it comes to their joke with the animation. And the character designs themselves, I just really like the color palette used to them, and it always feels very consistent. Like, there has been some dips overall, but overall, like, this is just a really solid looking series, and the voice acting is so on point. I'm definitely going to be rewatching this when it finishes with the English dub, just to see how that compares. But overall, this was a fun episode. Not my favorite episode, but definitely the horror references by the end, I think, redeemed the episode to being a really solid one for myself. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What was your favorite reference in the episode, and what was your favorite moment in the episode, and why? Be sure to like the video to show your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.